You know, if you look around your house, almost everything has a secret story, a hidden life you probably never even thought about. Well, today, we're going to unlock one of those secrets. We're diving deep into the surprisingly complex story of good old Epsom salt.
Yeah, you've probably got a bag just like this one, right? Tucked away in a bathroom cabinet, maybe in the garage. It's just one of those simple, cheap staples that's been around forever. But have you ever actually stopped to think about the massive industrial journey that's locked inside these humble little crystals? The path from a rock in the ground to this refined powder is, believe me, way more complex than you'd ever guess.
For most of us, this stuff is just bath salt, something to soothe sore muscles. But honestly, that's just scratching the surface. The real story of magnesium sulfate, that's its proper chemical name, is its incredible versatility. This is a compound that plays a role in everything from hospitals to farms. It's literally hiding in plain sight.
So, let's just ask the question directly. Beyond the bathtub, what is this stuff really for? The answers are going to take us into industries you would never, ever expect, and some of them are genuinely mind-blowing.
Okay, just look at this list. I mean, wow. In the medical world, it's used as everything from a simple laxative to a serious treatment for severe asthma attacks. It even helps prevent premature labor. Then you jump clean over to the food industry, where it's the coagulant that helps make tofu. It's also a key nutrient for farmers' crops. It's in cosmetics to fight wrinkles. And get this, it's the very salt that makes you float in one of those sensory deprivation tanks. From saving lives to making tofu, that is some serious range.
So with all those crazy different uses, you've got to wonder, where does it all come from? It doesn't just magically appear in the bag, right? Nope. It's the end product of a very precise industrial recipe. And it all starts with some pretty basic but powerful raw materials.
It really all starts with just two main ingredients. On one side, you've got a special type of magnesite powder. That's where we get our magnesium. And on the other, you have a powerful chemical reactant, sulfuric acid. The entire manufacturing process really is just a carefully controlled chemical dance between these two.
So here's the 5-step recipe. First, they purify the raw magnesite powder to get rid of stuff like iron. Then comes the main event, the reaction with sulfuric acid, which creates a magnesium sulfate solution. After that, this liquid gets boiled down in a giant evaporator to make it super concentrated. Then, that hot, concentrated goo is cooled down in something called the crystallizer, and that's where those familiar crystals finally start to form. And to finish it all off, they're spun at crazy high speeds in a centrifuge to fling off any leftover liquid, then dried and finally packed up and sent to the store.
But, having a chemical process on paper is one thing. Actually turning it into a real-world functioning factory, that's a whole different ballgame. This is where the chemistry has to meet the hard realities of engineering, logistics, and of course, money.
And we're not talking about a backyard operation here. This is serious, heavy machinery. You've got a massive boiler to create the intense heat you need for evaporation. An industrial-sized crystallizer carefully cools everything down. A high-speed centrifuge spins the crystals dry, and then a huge industrial dryer zaps out every last bit of moisture. This is big-time industrial engineering. And after all that heat and pressure and complex chemistry, all that heavy, loud machinery, what do you get? You end up right back where we started, with this simple, pure, familiar bag of crystals. The contrast between the huge industrial process and the simple thing on your shelf is what makes this story so cool.
Okay, so understanding the process is cool, but what does it actually take to bring a factory like this to life? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and break down the real-world investment in terms of money, time, and people.
First up, let's talk money. According to the project report that this explainer is based on, the total initial investment to set up a plant like this from scratch is 21.50 lakhs rupees. So that's over 2 million rupees. And that single number covers the whole shebang, the land, the buildings, all that heavy machinery, and the initial cash to get things rolling.
And how long does this all take? Well, from the initial idea and getting the loans to installing all that gear and actually producing your first commercial batch, you're looking at about an 8-month journey from start to finish.
So who runs this whole operation? You might be surprised. The business plan calls for a really small, focused team of just 10 people. That includes a chemist to make sure the reactions are perfect, a few supervisors, skilled workers to run the machines, and some admin staff. It's a pretty lean operation.
So, when you start to piece it all together, the surprising uses, the complicated chemistry, the heavy-duty machinery, and the detailed business plan, you get this powerful reminder. Even the simplest, most boring products on our shelves have a deeply complex story to tell. It really all boils down to this. That simple salt you use is the end product of this long, complex chain of chemistry, engineering, and finance. It's an amazing testament to the hidden industrial world that's humming along in the background of our daily lives.
So the next time you pick up a bag of Epsom salt, you'll know the hidden story inside. And that just leads to a bigger question, right? What else is on your shelf? What other everyday items have a complex story hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone to get curious?